All right, as millions of Americans continue to quit their jobs during the pandemic, legislators in California are currently debating a bill to shorten the work week to address the exodus. The proposed legislation would mandate businesses with over 500 employees to pay overtime for any additional work, get this, beyond 32 hours, while also barring those employers from cutting pay rates to the shortened work week. Countries like Iceland, Japan, they're finding success with similar policies. Private companies like Microsoft say they've seen a 40% increase in productivity with shortened work weeks. Joining me now to talk about this, a co-author of the bill, Assemblymember Cristina Garcia. Thank you so much for joining us in this. I tell you, I think I got people in the studio kind of paying extra attention to this segment. We'd all want to know, wouldn't we want to know? Okay, so let's talk about this, of course, because you talk about the mass resignation, right? The great resignation that we've experiencing over the last few years when it comes to this pandemic. And this is a way, to a certain extent, as you say, to retain workers.
Definitely. Not only have people resigned in mass numbers, over 47 million Americans have voluntarily left their jobs to look for better opportunities, but people are not rushing back. The reality is that after 2 years of a pandemic, we're not asking how do we return to normal, but how do we return to better? How do we have a better quality of life and more of a work-life balance? And this is one of the solutions. And you have countries and businesses who are showing us that it's possible, but it's also good for their bottom line.
So, okay, let me play devil's advocate here. And that is this. So Hoover Institute saying 265 headquarter relocations out of the state of California since 2018. The Chamber of Commerce, State's Chamber of Commerce calling this a job killer. What do you make of that?
Well, I think there's the companies that have left, but it's an incomplete picture when you don't talk about the companies that are here or the innovation and new businesses that are opening regularly and daily here in California, or companies who are coming back. And so that's an unfair picture. I would say the job killer is ignoring what employees are telling you today and continuing to try to return to what was when we have an opportunity to come back to something better. 60% of companies are saying that they're experiencing a labor shortage, and that is hurting their bottom line. While you have countries like Japan, Iceland, Spain, and companies like Microsoft who are telling us that you see an increased productivity, and this is good for the bottom line. So companies need to adapt with or without a bill if they want to move forward in a way that helps their bottom line.
So here's the thing, right? This could be adapted. For instance, workers could then graduate to a 4-day work week, 32 hours a week for the same pay. That said, it doesn't mean necessarily the workload is going to decrease. That is on the people that are assigning that workload. So you could be in a situation where you're only supposed to be working 4 days a week, and then suddenly come Friday, you still have a heck of a lot of work to do. So then what? You don't necessarily adopt the 3-day weekend.
Well, actually, I don't know if that's necessarily true, but if you decide to work an extra day, you get paid time and a half. So there's extra money in your pockets, but employers would have to figure out if they need to hire additional people and redistribute the responsibilities differently. This bill is limited to companies with over 500 employees who are getting an hourly rate.
Got it. California Assemblywoman Cristina Garcia. I'm sure there's a lot of people out there taking a listen to this and shaking their heads. Yes, they would like to work less and have a 3-day weekend. It always feels a lot better when you come off of a 3-day weekend. 2 days always seems way too short. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of your day.